For more than 100 years. In most cases, they were a history lesson, like when the ladybugs infested the fields of England. Hence the song, Ladybug, Ladybug, Fly Away Home. So the big question now is, are the words in these rhymes appropriate for today's generation of kids and parents?
Ew.
That's the big question.
We got to attack everything.
The big question is, why does America stink?
Yeah, that would be the bigger question.
I'm just so tired of stuff like that.
No kidding. Nicole in New York.
How about London bridges falling down, but at least they're not jumping off it like they are the Golden Gate? Huh? That's the updated version for today's kids. Run with that. Guy, production staff, go.
Do it. My daughter, kids are supposed to not. My daughter and I were eating lamb chops one day, and she said, she's 3 years old at the time, and she said, where are we eating? And I said, lamb chops. And she'd been to a farm recently and petted a lamb. So she said, are there little lambs inside of this? And I said, no. Like, I'd never made the connection with her that she eats animals.
What a stupid question.
Yeah, I know.
Little lambs inside. Of course there aren't.
Yeah.
You dope.
So I go, no, and she says, well, are these pieces of a lamb?
Ah, now she's catching on.
And I go, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Just told her yes. So we're eating a lamb like the one I petted? And I said, yeah. And she says, I like lamb chops.
Oh.
She's like Hannibal Lecter. No, she likes eating
that.
There you go.
She likes eating animals. She's full aware that she,
Top of the food chain.
She loves ducks and she loves eating ducks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the lamb make you perform fellatio? Did he sodomize you? No.
He was a good lamb.
Hey, let's go to Nicole. She's got something pretty good.
Hi. Yeah, I took my 3-year-old brother to the library, and the librarian pointed me over to this section. I guess he thought I was like some unwed teenage mother. So there's like, why you had sex when you were 10, and there's a book about Uncle Willie's pickles, and how to deal with molestation, and why is Daddy in a casket?
All right, wait a minute.
And they have
hold on.
Why is
I have an assignment.
Yes.
I have to read Uncle Willie's pickles.
Yeah.
Could someone go out and get Uncle Willie's pickles and get it over to XM for the second half of the show today?
Why is Daddy in a casket? Sounds awesome.
Yeah, maybe Daddy's a bad driver. Or maybe Daddy meant... go ahead,
Nicole, it's going to be much more exciting here. Go ahead.
Nicole,
Go ahead, Nicole.
This whole section is like in the middle of the children's playroom, like pictures of really tickling kids, like awful, awful books.
I want you to have a sandwich just full of Uncle Willie's pickles.
The thing that bothers me is that people want to protect their kids from reality, but then they want to sell them stuff. Like that's what's acceptable is like Fox Kids, where they're selling them toys and cereal with loud noise and MSG and sugar. Like, nobody cares about that. Yeah. That's fine. But don't mention to them that things do die and that it's okay that things die, especially if it's your stupid father.
Well, the Daddy in the casket thing does seem a little morbid. Like, how could that possibly play out?
Maybe this...
Why is Daddy in the casket? Well, he's going to be in it till bugs eat his face.
Yeah.
Daddy borrowed money from a man, and Daddy couldn't pay him back. Maybe that's a lesson. Maybe Daddy mingled with someone of a race that he shouldn't have. Here.
For the Brady kids, why is Daddy in such a lil casket?
Why is Daddy face down in a casket with a permanent arch in his hips? Well, that man, he played on TV.
Why is Daddy in a closed casket? Well, because his face is pulp.
God.
Because we couldn't reconstruct his...
No.
Lady.
I wouldn't play that.
Do you think there's room in our society for these old-time classics?
No, I don't think so. The kids today are smart, and they can pick up on things like that.
Well, you know what? 100 years, one complaint. That's not too bad. Okay? All right? That's a good track record.
That's true.
Good point, Rich. Good point. Helium Comedy Club all weekend for Rich Voss.
And it could tie in, actually. We'll have to just change the update. How about immigrants? Immigrants fly away home. Huh? Give me those ribs, you.
Well, let's see what a child psychologist has to say about this issue.
There's nothing inherently wrong unless you want to do away with Snow White, Hansel and Gretel.
But child psychologist Dr. Victoria Beach doesn't understand what all the fuss is about. After all, she says, children have been listening to these nursery rhymes for more than 100 years.
Casey at the Bat was in 1888, and it was published in the newspaper. Very famous poem. way over the head of toddlers.
Kill him! Kill the umpire!
Quite frankly, if you don't want your children to hear "kill the umpire," you should never let them watch a baseball game.
And her advice to parents is simple.
Children will repeat what they hear. So if you don't want them repeating it, don't play it.
So for Mom and Dad, you heard the doc. The bottom line is pretty clear. Just use your discretion when it comes to your kids if you don't like what you hear.
Yeah, just let them listen to soulless Barney and Elmo.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Teach them nothing about anything and...
Or
milk toast.
They'll chase him across the street in Crown Heights with a bat.
What is wrong with him? Hey, we're gonna find that book for Jimmy?
Oh my God, Uncle Willie's pickles. That's all I want.
where's
I'm
that?
obsessed with them.
We gotta find that.
Uncle Willie's
pickles does he have?
I know, exactly.
Got a bunch of pickles.
Well, I guess Uncle Lee had a lot of friends who also had pickles.
We're gonna do the walkover in a couple minutes here, so if you got that book, come find us. We'll let you check out the second half of the show.
Let's throw...